there's 3 types of bunker shots that we're going to cover today. We're going to cover short green side. We're going to cover an intermediate, okay, which is essentially 20 to 50 yards. And then we have what we call a fairway bunker, which is something we're going to hit a longer club out of and help you get out of those when you're in the fairway bunkers on the course. So this is my 56-degree wedge. It is the most amount of loft that I carry. Some people carry 58 or 60, even 64. You can hit any club out of the bunker. The other wedge I have is my 52, and I can do the same thing with it that I do with my 56. It requires me to have to open the face more. One of the things I like to talk about when it comes to bunker play is we don't play it with a leading edge and the handle forward because of how soft the sand is. That creates a leading edge with a bounce that's above it, and that makes the club want to dig through the sand. It's like a hot knife in butter. Just goes right into it, right? So when we spin the shaft open, what that does is it raises the bottom of the club, the leading edge off the ground, and it exposes the bounce angle or the sole. And this is what is pushing the sand out of the way so that the club can slide through the sand, okay? One of the biggest issues that people run into is when they spin the face open, they have a tendency to they open this and they point the face to the right, but now the face is open and they feel like they have to line up left. Well, the best players in the game don't open their stance much. When they play a bunker shot, they spin the face open and lower the handle, so now I have all this loft facing my target. When we hit a bunker shot, if we're gonna hit one high, right, I don't want this club shaft coming in like this because that's gonna make the club dig and come out low. I want the face open and I want the handle down so that the loft is pointed straight up in the air, right? So that's how we set this up to hit a high soft bunker shot. So my first drill that I like to do is I like to take the club and just draw a line in the sand, okay? I put the golf ball 1 ball forward of that line, and I want my divots, okay, to be on the line and end forward. So I want them to be from here and go through the sand that direction. If we find ourselves hitting the sand behind that line and coming out on the forward side of it, those are ones that get chunked and left in the bunker, or you come out of the sand too quickly, blade the ball, and it goes over the green, right? So my favorite drill to do for bunkers, especially greenside shots, is my line drill for contact. So I take my setup, I put the shaft right on the line, open the face, lower the handle. This line, if you look at it from my stance, is like a ball width ahead of the center of my sternum. So the ball is 2 balls forward of this point. From here, 90% of my weight on the left foot, and all I got to do is swing back, swing forward, and hit the line and come out on the forward side. If I can do that 1 to 2 times in a row and then hit my shot, the ball should come out very easily with a lot of loft. Ball comes out really soft and really easy, okay? Unlike a regular pitch shot, this swing has to have a lot of shoulder turn and a lot of length to it to provide the momentum to get through the sand. This is the one shot that we want you to intentionally hit fat, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches behind the ball, okay? In soft conditions, you have to swing much harder. In firm conditions where there's very little sand in it, you don't have to swing very hard because you're not gonna take very much sand and the ball's gonna get played more back, okay? Does that make sense? So that's my favorite drill to do for contact out of a bunker. So intermediate shots that we're talking like beyond 20 yards, up to 40 to 50, you don't need to take as much sand, and we don't want the angle of attack moving down so much. Because when we do that, we're either gonna take too much sand and the ball's not gonna get out very far, or we're gonna hit too much golf ball and the ball's gonna go way too far, okay? So what I do with intermediate bunker shots is there's 2 things I do. One, I don't open the face nearly as much. I open it about half, right? Therefore, I don't have to lower the handle as much to point this thing at the target. The other thing that I do is I actually, instead of laying the shaft down, is I actually try and stand the shaft up a little bit because I don't want the heel back here between the face and the shaft. This creates a little shovel that likes to dig. The toe is designed to slide. So I like to go slightly toe down with a little bit of an open club face. And what that allows me to do is slide across the top of the sand and not take very much so that the ball goes further. My swing itself is going to virtually be the same. And I can get that ball to come out with a lot more speed, a lot more backspin, but I can carry that up to about 50 yards with ease. My divot gets a lot shallower, right? My contact point ends up closer to the ball, so I get more speed and I get more energy out of it, okay? So when I get into a longer bunker shot, I have to change the setup in order to take less sand. But I'm not a fan of, oh, let's just move the ball and try to pick it. It's like, nah, your brain doesn't work that way. It always wants to go down into the ground, so we have to alter the setup so that we can still do that and get away with it, right? So the setup changes. We go less open, we go toe down, right? Everything else stays the same. I just take less sand that way. Oh, fairway bunker shots. So fairway bunker shots are the one bunker shot that we want to hit where we want to take as little sand as humanly possible. And the reason being is if I take this golf ball and my club hits it with a steep angle of attack, even if I hit the ball first, I'm going to push the club or the ball down into the sand, right, before it comes out, which is going to slow it up a lot. So I still play the golf ball in the same spot. So in this case, about one ball forward of the line, right? Now, because I'm conditioned to hit the ground with my normal grip, I don't want to stand taller because all that's going to do, if I stand taller, is make me want to go back down. And my tendency is going to be to hit the ball fat, right? Well, if I hit the ball fat out of a fairway bunker or something like this with a really tall lip, I'm in trouble, right? The other fix that most amateurs do is they like to fall back, swing level, not take any sand, but then they hit the ball really low on the club face, right? Well, if I hit the ball down here, that ball's gonna come out lower than the lip and it's just not gonna get elevated, right? So the easiest fix here, grip down about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on your club, okay? Take my normal setup. This is a 7-iron, right? So I'm gripping down 1.5 inches there, normal grip, same ball position, and all I've got to do now is make my normal swing. I should hit the golf ball just fine. Ball first contact, ball comes out nice and high. I'm not going to blade it into the face, and now I can actually get that ball to get up there on the green. I just allow for it to come out one club shorter because I'm making the lever shorter. So for fairway bunker shots, grip down, play the normal ball position, hit the golf ball first. That's all you got to do. Intermediate shots, face less open, toe down, same ball position, 2 balls forward of my sternum. Green side, handle lower, face open, ball position, 1 ball forward of the line, which is 2 balls forward of the sternum. Hit the sand. Keep the loft on the club, the ball comes out super high. Let's talk about reading the lie first then, okay? These are some things, especially if you're gonna play golf at Fossil Creek, you better understand that down here, there's just not a lot of sand, right? But I get up here and there's a lot of sand, right? Buried, right? So how do we get out of those, right? Well, when I'm down here with very little sand, I can't move the ball too far forward because if I do, I'm gonna blade it, right? So when I get the ball out of a really tight lie, I have to swing slower to keep the speed down, but then I have to account for the fact that my club's not gonna go into the sand, so I can't move the ball forward much at all. So I like to take this, open it a little bit, but keep the toe slightly down. I don't move the ball as far forward, and my swing gets shorter and slower. Ball's gonna come out with more speed even though I swung softer, right? Now the opposite's true when you get into something that's buried or in a lot of soft sand. Let me dig this out a little bit. Okay. Even if it's sitting up but it's in soft sand, this club's gonna bury with ease. It's not gonna have much of a follow through, which means I have to swing harder, right, in order to get this thing out, right? So those are some of the things that you have to look for when you get into a bunker. Is you have to be able to assess the lie. Well, we can't touch the ball, right? I use my feet. As I take my setup, I dig my lead foot in a lot. And this allows me, if my foot goes in a lot, the sand is super soft. If the foot doesn't go down very much, it's really, really shallow. That's gonna tell me what kind of shot that I wanna play. Okay, so that way I can read the lie. But when you go play golf someplace, if they have a practice bunker, I recommend hitting some shots out of it, okay? That way you're not afraid of it. When you get to the golf course, it's like there shouldn't be any guesses into what the bunker shot's gonna do. You should already have an idea of what it's gonna do because you've hit shots out of it. You know how to set your feet so that you can feel, is it firm or is it soft? Now I can make the adjustment to the shot that I need to play to get it out of the bunker and not have to be chipping again or hitting another bunker shot. Once you can get the ball out consistently, then you can focus on controlling the distance and the trajectory.